Canelo Alvarez has always been a fighter that I somewhat respected. I used to look at Canelo and say, that's a guy that works hard. This is a fighter that's dedicated. He's always in the gym. So I always was a fan of him just based off of that. Plus, he's got some skills, man. He's a good boxer. But I'm not going to lie, man. The past couple of years, man, my eyebrow has been raised at Canelo Alvarez because just looking at his body, man, the shit changed so dramatically in such a short time. I knew that something was suspicious about this guy, man. He showed up looking like the Incredible Hulk every fucking fight, man. But the past couple of fights, he's been bigger than usual, especially that last fight that he had with Gennady Golovkin. His neck just seemed bigger than what I was used to seeing on Canelo Alvarez. And those are things that you can't really hide, man. Those type of changes when they happen so quick. So I was skeptical of him for that. And then, turns out that he's dirty. He popped dirty for 2 tests. And he wants to try to maintain his innocence. But look, man, the shit is just not going to work, man. And I think that he could be finished, man. I think that he's going to have a hard time shaking this off. Once you're looked at as a cheater in the sport of boxing, man, that shit doesn't go away, man. Two things you can't do, man. You can't cheat and you can't quit, man. Because those are things that are never going to go away. This is a permanent black mark on Canelo's career. And, that's what he gets. You know what I mean? I'm not buying the whole meat story because they've had how long did they know about this meat problem over there in Mexico? I mean, this is nothing new. This didn't just pop up, man. This has been going on for a while. So why now? Why now does he decide to just eat whatever the fuck he wants to eat? What happened to his nutritionist? What happened to his chef and all of that? He's supposed to be preparing his meals. They are the ones who are responsible for this. It's their job to make sure that nothing goes into his body that's not supposed to be there. Okay? And just by the way his body has changed over these past couple years, I believe that it's something that he's been doing. I think that he's been cheating. He's been taking that substance. And he had in his back pocket the excuse of the tainted meat. Just in case that shit was left in his system. And that's what I believe, man. Whether I'm right or not, I don't know. That's just what I believe, okay? The motherfucker was purposely cheating, man. And he wants to say that, I am a clean fighter. No, you're not, man. You tested dirty twice. You cannot just keep saying I'm a clean fighter and think that this shit is going to go away. But my question is, who really cares if this fight is off? How many people really give a shit that this fight is not happening now? Other than, like the Mexican fans who want to have a good fight to watch on Cinco de Mayo with the carne asada and the Coronas and the Modelo and all that. Listen, they were going to order any fight regardless, okay? I'm sure they wanted to see the fight, but outside of them, okay, who really gives a shit that this fight is off? I told my friend about this shit. He didn't even care, man. He didn't even care that this fight was off. But the saddest part about the whole thing is that Triple G has an opportunity to take over that pay-per-view. Okay, because it's still going to be a pay-per-view on May 5th. He's going to headline the shit. He's going to be the name holding up that card. And he's deciding to fight some guy I never fucking heard of. Okay, many of us have never heard of. I did some research on the guy. The guy, he's undefeated, but he's fought all of his fights in Mexico besides 1 or 2 fights. All right, nobody knows this guy. Nobody gives a shit about this guy, okay? That's a bad move, man, on Triple G's part, okay? My first option for Triple G was to fight Billy Joe Saunders. That would have been a good fight. My second option was going to be the Danny Jacobs rematch. Those are the type of fights that he should be taking. He wasn't training to fight some light touch. He was in intense training for an elite fight with an elite fighter. So he should go ahead and keep that energy, that he had in training camp and fight one of those guys, man. Why are you trying to fight some bum that nobody cares about on a pay-per-view, man? If this shit was on live TV, ESPN or something like that, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? But you're going to make people pay to watch you fight somebody that we're not interested in. We know that guy has no shot in hell. He's undefeated. So what? So what? He didn't fight anybody. He fought nothing but a bunch of fucking bums. Who gives a shit if that guy is undefeated? It means nothing, man. It really doesn't. Um, you had Charlo out there. You had Andrade. There was other fights that you could have taken, man. I'm sick of these fighters, man. I really am, man. I watched the interview on Dante's Boxing Nation just before I made this video. He did an interview with Danny Garcia. All right. I'm not gonna say nothing bad about Dante because I watch a lot of his content. He does his thing. It's just that he's not consistent 100% of the time, man. Sometimes he'll call people out, and I respect him for it. But he let Danny Garcia get away with some bullshit. Okay, Danny Garcia was sitting there talking about he don't want to fight Keith Thurman or Errol Spence right now because he feels that it could be more money down the line. Like Floyd Mayweather and Pacquiao. Why do these guys think that they're on the level of Manny Pacquiao or Floyd Mayweather? Those guys were pay-per-view fighters, okay? Those guys became huge by beating other legends, other superstars in the sport. What superstar has Danny Garcia ever beat? How many pay-per-views has Danny Garcia headlined? For him to think that he can come anywhere close to making the type of money that Mayweather and Pacquiao made in their careers. Those guys consistently got people to show up to watch them fight. Broke all types of records. People showed up to see Mayweather either lose. He was an undefeated fighter, so they came to watch him either lose or to do what Mayweather does. One of those two things. Manny Pacquiao, people showed up to watch him hit a motherfucker with 1,000 punches and damn near knock their nose off their face. That's why people showed up to watch Pacquiao. Danny Garcia doesn't have any of that fucking energy, man. None of it, man. We've seen him lose more than a few times, okay, and get decisions. At least with the fights that were close with Mayweather, at least he went back and he wiped the floor with them in the rematch to show that, hey, what you saw the first time didn't really happen. But Danny, he can't even do that, man. He's been in a lot of questionable fights. Why didn't he fucking rematch Lamont Peterson? Didn't Herrera damn near fucking embarrass him and shit? Was it Herrera? I can't even remember that guy, man. There was some guy, he got embarrassed over in Puerto Rico. All right. What was another fight that was close with him? I can't think right now, man. But to me, Danny Garcia hasn't done anything that surprised me since Lucas Matisse. And that fight was so long ago. That shit was on the Canelo Mayweather undercard. Okay? That was the last time Danny Garcia did anything that surprised me because I didn't think that he would win that easily as he did. Since then, a whole bunch of filler shit with him, man. Whole bunch of filler shit that don't really mean nothing until he fought Keith Thurman, in which he lost. He lost that fight. So what is he talking about? He's going to sit back and wait so he can build some more money, just make the fans wait. Man, get this dude the fuck out of here, man. And Dante just let him get away with talking that shit, man. Dante was talking about the Super Bowl and football and a whole bunch of other shit. Instead of calling him out on that, man. Like, you're supposed to call him out, man. You're not supposed to let him get away with shit like that. That's why I'm sick of these fighters, man. Pulling out of fights, faking injuries and shit, postponing shit. This is what we're dealing with this year, man. Taking the lightest possible touch when shit doesn't go right. Like this fight got called off and Triple G has all these fucking options, but he's going to go with somebody. This is way out of fucking left field. And it's ridiculous, man. Why don't these fucking fighters want to fight anymore, man? Boxing has always been a business. This is nothing new. This didn't just happen in 2006 where boxing became a business. Okay? The boxing has been a business the entire history of its existence. So why now do motherfuckers not want to fight? Because back in the day when it was business, fights still happen. Maybe not all of them, but a good bit of them. Okay? Why is the business of boxing stopping fights from happening now? Why is this an excuse now? I just don't get it, man. But like I say, man, Canelo is finished, I think. Golden Boy Promotions is finished. This is why Oscar is so desperate. He's trying to get Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua under his fucking thumb. Shit ain't gonna happen, man. Ain't nobody fucking with no Oscar De La Hoya, man. Okay? This motherfucker sniffing coke, putting on dresses and shit, not being there for his fucking fighters. Who's gonna fuck with him, man? That dude ain't been shit since Richard Schaefer left. If I was Oscar, Oscar needs to crawl back on his hands and fucking knees and beg Richard Schaefer to come back and help his fucking company because he can't do this shit on his own, man. That's obvious, man. Look at him. He's desperate right now, man. Motherfucker is still looking high every time I see him, man. Oscar needs to go sit down somewhere, man. Ain't nobody signing with him, man. So, anyway, man, that's my rant. You guys leave me your comments. Let me know what you think. Peace to everybody out there. I'm out.